The media, the truth, and the election. I'm Brian Lilley with TheRebel.media. Are we going to get the truth out of our media this election, especially when it comes to unions and the role they're going to be playing in this federal campaign? I have real questions about that. This week we saw a flurry of election ads come out, mostly from the parties. The Conservatives, the Liberals, the New Democrats all put out ads either touting their guy or attacking the other.
Justin Trudeau. He's just not ready.
I'll work to strengthen the middle class. Together we can bring change in Ottawa. I invite you to be part of it.
And then there were the ads for radio put out by a group called Working Canadians. This is a group headed up by Catherine Swift of the formerly of the Canadian Federation of Business and now formerly of the C.D. Howe Institute. Her ads are taking on Justin Trudeau and what she calls his dumb tax policies. Those ads and the ads put out by the Conservatives were fact-checked right away. CBC and others pointing out, oh look, the Conservatives have images of the Camaro that's going to be leaving the GM Oshawa plant. No mention of the fact that there's still 5 other cars being made at GM Oshawa. Just this is bad news for the Conservatives. Don't they know what they're doing? And then Swift's group, well, they're attacking her because she was part of the C.D. Howe board and that's supposed to be nonpartisan. And how dare she? How dare she attack Justin Trudeau, the beloved saint for most of the media party in Ottawa? That made me think. A couple of weeks ago, Unifor came out with ads. They didn't get fact-checked. They have ads running in key ridings across the country filled with factual errors. They make claims that are not supported by the data put out by, not me, but StatsCan. Huffington Post ran a glowing piece. Now, we smacked down both Huffington Post and the errors in the Unifor ads, but you didn't see that in every other media outlet. You didn't see that as the water cooler talk for the media party up at National Newswatch. No. But they were doing it to the Conservatives. They were doing it to Catherine Swift. And it made me wonder why. Is it because maybe so many of them are unionized? Now, the stories on Swift were really pushed by 2 main journalists. We're talking about Joan Bryden of the Canadian Press, who is a member of the Canadian Media Guild, and then Glenn McGregor of the Ottawa Citizen. Now, the Citizen is organized by the Ottawa Newspaper Guild. Not sure if either one of them are affiliated with Unifor, but they're still unionized journalists. But what about Unifor? How many people do they represent in the media across the country? I mean, they represent the technicians and the journalists at the Ottawa Bureau for CTV News. They represent journalists at newspapers across the country. So I called up Unifor. It's a staggering number. 13,000 people are represented in the media by Unifor. And meanwhile, their dues money, these nonpartisan, objective observers of what's happening, these reporters of what is going on in your world, they're paying for Jerry Diaz to go across the country on a campaign to unseat Stephen Harper. They're paying for the ads that are filled with errors, but they're not fact-checking them. They're not giving them the same amount of scrutiny that they give to Catherine Swift. Which group do you think has more money, Catherine Swift's group or Unifor, which is able to collect, by force of law, dues money from every single person that works in a Unifor shop across Canada? That's more than 300,000 Canadians. I'm betting Catherine Swift is not forcibly collecting money from 300,000 individual Canadians across the country. But those people in the media are paying into Unifor. Is that coloring what they view, how they view this story, whether they decide to cover it all? It's a question we need the answers to because Unifor has promised, along with other unions, to have the biggest campaign in their history, all with the goal of unseating Stephen Harper and putting either Justin Trudeau or Tom Mulcair in the Prime Minister's seat, living at 24 Sussex Drive. So, is this a quid pro quo? Are they working in unison with them? Will they have the guts this summer? I'm not talking about when the writ drops, because Unifor is spending its money before the writ drops, before the third-party spending limits kick in. They're running organizing camps across the country. Are we going to see the type of scrutiny, the type of questioning, the type of heat placed upon Jerry Diaz as we see upon Catherine Swift, as we see upon the Conservative ads? Or are they going to get a pass? Because not only are they dues-paying members, but so many of them are in line with the goal of Jerry Diaz. Media folks, you've got a big question to answer. And if you don't answer it by putting the same kind of scrutiny on Diaz and Unifor or the other unions running their campaigns, then you've given the answer. Silence is acquiescence.